Alright, I'm Gareth from SmashMouthMetal here with Spike and Jack from Our World Below. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to have you back in the Smashmouth room, I suppose.
Yeah, nice to be in your company again.
Yeah, the company, that's better than room, isn't it? So how you been doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Good.
Busy planning stuff and trying to organise a band and our lives.
Sweet, man. So Democracy and the Illusion of Choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Do you want to talk a little bit about this album? You're fresh on about the beginning of a tour, and you've got this album behind you, and you've got another one coming. So, can we talk a little bit about the conception?
Yeah. So, the album Democracy and the Illusion of Choice that we released last July was really kind of the next landmark that we aimed. We started the band with the intention of trying to do a band that was run on a low cost and run with like an ethos of it not taking over our lives, of becoming, something that cost us aspects of our lives, like other bands have been. We originally started the band with, right, let's see how quickly we can put together a band that can gig, and then that happened within 3 months. We did our first gig. After we'd done our first handful of gigs, we were like, right, now let's see how quickly can we get some better gigs. Did that, and then it was like, right, what do we want to do next? Right, so let's see how quickly we can take this run on a shoestring with this ethos type band and make an album. So then that was the next thing. Once we made the album, like the day after, it's like, right, we've done that now, what do we do now? I don't know, should we go on a tour? Like, let's have a go at that then. So then it was like, right, we'll plan for that. Once this tour's done, it's going to be, I think
it's the end of
that next goal that we had, that goal of like, because the way that we've been in bands before costs so much money and time and people and relationships that from the start we didn't know if this band could work. We didn't know if could we do a band that would satisfy our musical needs.
With that in mind, has it all come together how you wanted it?
It's been ridiculous.
Yeah,
amazing.
It has.
For me, from my point of view, I left Adrenaline that was with Spike in 2012 because it was a bit too much. Be a single parent at home with my kid on my own, so it was too much time away. It was too much travelling. It was too much. So every step that I've met somebody who's had something positive to say, it's been like, I guess, like a really nice like surprise. Like, cool, it's working. It's going. People give a damn. It's good.
Yes. And it's a good album as well.
Thanks.
So it's coming up to a year now since you released that album.
Yeah.
July last year.
Yeah.
How would you say it's been received by fans, general public, whatever you want to call them?
Every person I've spoken to that's heard it, love it.
Yeah,
I really do. And from what Jack was saying there, the way that it's been birthed and how quick it's just, people have just been really about it, haven't they?
I think
they love the tunes, they love us live and all that.
I think we all went into this with me especially, I went into this with an idea that like, once I gave the CD to the first person I gave it to, they might say like, have you made many more of these? Because it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, I just went into it completely thinking I don't have any expectations of what anyone would think of this. Like, whatever anyone makes of it is what they make of it. So every single time someone has had something positive to say, it's been like amazing.
Well,
and people have had positive things to say, which has been
exactly
really nice, especially as that like this wasn't an album that we sat down and went, oh, we're going to write an album, this is going to be like a masterpiece. It was like literally me going, can I write an album really quickly? Can I do that? I don't know. I've been a drummer for 15 years. I've never written a song in my life. Can I do that? So people to say this is really good, it makes me go, wow, if we sat down and like really put loads of effort into something, people like what we did in this. If we can put so much more effort and time and consideration and love into writing like the best songs that we can do, God, people must then therefore like that even more. So it's just like a compliment.
And the good thing about not being in confines of a label as well, you haven't got a label person going, that one's not going to work. We just put out what we thought we wanted people us to hear. We make music for ourselves first. If people like it, then
I've seen you live a couple of times. After the first time I saw you live, I got chatting to you on Facebook and I bought your album, and then we done the previous interview and you gave me a hard copy of the album, which is great. And everybody I kind of played it for has just gone, oh wow,
really?
And it's really, and one thing I find with some bands is, you listen to their album and it's like, yeah man, and then you listen to them live and it's just like they don't capture that essence. And having seen you live a fair few times and having your album on my phone, and it does get played quite a bit. You know, and you've managed to capture. There's no disappointment behind it. Do you know what I mean? And that's speaking. You know, everything I do on everything I do on Smash Mouth is as a fan. So you've got this tour coming up now throughout August. Can you tell me a little bit about this tour?
We've never toured with the band that was the idea of just how can I do a band on a shoestring. So then it was like, can I do a band on a shoestring on a tour on a shoestring? Can I, like, we've done tours before where we're paying other people to go and book a tour for us, and we're paying for an agency to sort it out, and paying for like a manager to hand us an itinerary.
So how many dates or have you got planned for this tour? Well, because you're coming home to Wolves as well here, aren't you? You're doing it. I know you've got a gig here in Wolves supporting Death Angel.
August the 4th.
August the 4th. So where else are you headed? Are you kind of sticking in Midlands, or are you just branching out?
We wanted to do a tour. We're under no illusions that, you know, when I left Adrenaline in 2012, I said I wasn't ever going to do a tour again and be away from my nipper again. And then he was having a bath the one night and went, "Dad, when are you going to go on tour again?" I was like, I'm not going to, because you don't like it. And he was like, "It was quite cool actually, because you bought me loads of Lego and I played them Nanny and Grandad for like a week." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So then I'm more open to the idea. But having said that, I was never going to go away for a week, a month or a couple of, you know. So it was always going to be something short, and you know, everyone's got jobs, everyone's got lives, misses, kids and stuff, and the decision was 7 days is enough for everyone to go, we'll support you while you're going away and doing this, and it's not too long that everyone's going to be like, it's really annoying that you're away doing this and we're having to do stuff for you, because you know, they're like,
the last one was 2 weeks, wasn't it, with the Adrenaline? Just a little over 2 weeks.
So yeah, it was, so the idea was a week, so 7 days, Saturday to Saturday, but it's 7 gigs. We're going to, at this point there's still 2 that I've got to wait to be confirmed, so I can't talk about them, but we start on the 1st, and it's going to be in the general south, near London area,
right,
and then Southampton, Talking Heads in Southampton on the 2nd, and then the 3rd as well is one I'm waiting to be confirmed. The 4th is with Death Angel at the Stage Rooms, which is amazing, which is proper cool, and we're playing with Paralytica, is it?
Yeah.
And Division, is it?
Division.
Or Division. Someone, I've not played with them before, but someone told me they're really good, so we're looking forward to meeting them and playing with them. And then we've got, over the next few days, we're doing the King Billy in Northampton, we're doing the Leicester called? Shed in Leicester, we're doing Rosie Malone's in Coventry, I think, is the last night.
Yeah.
So, touring aside now, and I've really been waiting to ask you about this stuff, but you've got some new stuff in the works, haven't you? You're working on some new material. Can you tell me just a little bit about that? You don't have to go into too much, just enough to...
By all means, I'll tell you anything.
I was working on it today, before I come here.
You have no idea.
Working on my bits.
The minute I saw those posts on Facebook, we'd be writing, I was just like...
Well, it's been really cool, because like, when we wrote Face Machine was like the first new step, in the sense that me and Neil sat down with coffees and guitars and wrote that tune together, and it was like the first time that, because Neil's lead had been all over our songs before, and he's got a few like melody parts that went with tunes, like in the chorus for Awkward Is Dead, but this was the first time that he'd got a chance to go like, I've got this riff that we've been doing, and we've got 2 songs that are finished, that we're putting into our set for the tour, with the aim of it being tight, so that when we go into the next phase of what we're going to do, those are an incorporated part of our set before like we put in another album, and just have something fresh to do. That's 2 songs. I think it's about 11 minutes between the pair of them, because they're lengthy ones. I think they're quite cool. There's definitely some different styles in there. Like we're not a band who's got much double kicking, and you know, John just got tired legs after one of the tunes, because I was like, Neil wrote a riff and I was like, yes, what'll go with that is, so I wrote the drums to it, and it was like, John, I've just written this, me and Neil have written this song, and he's like, oh, so you've wrote me loads of double bass to play? Like, I was like, great. We're at the point now where we are, Dave's been in Norway for what, how long's Dave been?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Come back on yesterday.
And he's been finishing his lyrics for these 2 new tunes while he's been
Brilliant,
away.
man.
We've had, he
hasn't left his lyric book behind this time, has he?
No, not again. But we've got to the point where, you know, we've done the tunes through all together. But you know what it's like. Anyone who's been in the band knows it's like the vocalists, you know, sometimes they'll change their lines from he'll move it from this verse to that verse,
Yeah.
and write a new part and whatever. So he's finishing that off. So
Before he went, he had the shouty melodies of the
shouty melodies.
There's no words to it. It was just him shouting over it.
Yeah.
So
But, yeah,
he's got
so-
the basis of them.
So we've got the next couple of weeks now to practice our set as it will be, so that the last night of tour you'll always be tight, but you want to be tight on the first night of tour. So we're going to a few weeks now to practice.
That's not was the first time we've been in a room together for 6 weeks.
Yeah, we've had six weeks off. We'd had 6 weeks off writing, so we've been in each other's living rooms, not in a practice room. So we've been like sat around with coffees and beers and writing.
We have one fan waiting, patiently waiting, and I can't wait. I really cannot wait. Well, thank you very much for coming along.
Thanks for having us.
To anybody who's actually going to watch this, keep an eye out for Our Will Below. They'll be on a tour in a place near you soon. Do you want to say goodbye? If you live in any of the places you live, yeah. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you. Bye. Penis shots.
Oh.